Let me give you an example of the shaping of a value. So imagine, for instance, that I am growing up in India, where I did grow up in any case, and my mother gives me a pen, this lovely red pen. She gives me a pen. And she asks me, honey, whose pen is this? I say, Mommy, this is my pen. I'm very happy. I've got a pen from my mother. I say, it's my pen. My mom looks at me. Is this your pen? No, I don't like that. I don't like that look on my mother's face, because that communicates that she's not very happy with what I've said. Now, why does that make a difference to me? We say that when the child is born, the child cannot take care of itself. The child is pretty much dependent on everything on its caregiver, right from basic hygiene, food, everything. And this creates in the child a sense of insecurity. And to feel secure, the child needs the parent. The child also then needs the affection of the parent. And if the child perceives that the child is losing the affection of the parent, that creates insecurity. So when my mother looks at me and says, is that your pen? She has expressed disapproval. And I get a signal, that is not the right thing to say. Then I think, what should I say now? And I say, Mommy, this is our pen? And my mother becomes very happy and she says, yes, it is our pen. Who will you share this pen with? Then I've got the rules of the game now. I say, I'll share it with you, Mommy. She's very happy. Then I say, I'll share it with my brother. I'll share it with my sister. And I have now understood that to be secure in this culture, in this family, with my mother, I have to speak in terms of what is ours rather than what is mine. This is the collective identity. We take care of each other. Things belong to us. Now let's move on to the Danish family. Now I'm growing up in a Danish family here in Denmark, and my Danish mother brings a lovely red pen like this. She gives it to me and she says, honey, this is your pen. And then she asks me, so whose pen is this? I say, Mommy, this is our pen. She looks at me like this and she says, is this our pen? Now I don't like the look of disapproval from my mother. I want to feel safe. I want to feel secure. I want to be loved by my mother. So I say, Mommy, this is my pen? And she says, yes, of course, this is your pen. Then she brings in another pen. And she says, whose pen is this? And I say, Mommy, this is your pen. She says, yes, very good. And then she brings in another pen. And she points to my brother. And she says, whose pen is this? I say, oh, it's my brother's pen. She says, yes, very good. And now I begin to learn that to be secure in this family, and as such, this culture, I need to think in terms of I and mine, and you and yours. And therefore, we develop individualistic values. Now, I grew up in Denmark. I grew up with this belief that this is right. What is right? Individualism is right. I grew up in India, and I grew up with the belief, what is right? Collectivism is right. We have to think in terms of us and ours. And so these values take on a moral tone. We start thinking of these in terms of right and wrong. And we forget that these assumptions of what is right and wrong are shaped by our history. How we have been rewarded, how we have been punished.